Welcome back, dear listeners, to the continuation of Asher's story here at Rejoice Stories. Now, in part 2, the story continues as Asher faces the moment of truth. Will Charles accept her for who she truly is? And what challenges lie ahead for the couple? Let's find out together. Asher's heart raced with a mix of excitement and fear as she thought about the love blossoming between her and Charles. The time they spent together felt like a dream. A dream she feared might end if Charles discovered the truth. She knew she couldn't keep the mask on forever, but the thought of revealing herself terrified her. One evening, as the sun casted a warm golden glow over the village, Charles turned to Asher with a serious expression. "Traveler," he began, "I feel as though I have known you for a lifetime, yet there is so much I don't know. You've shared your stories, your laughter, your soul with me, but I can't help but feel that there is something you're not telling me. Who are you, truly?" Asher's breath caught in her throat. This was the moment she had been worried about. She looked into Charles's eyes, filled with kindness and concern, and felt the weight of her secret pressing down on her. Just as she was about to speak, a sudden blow of wind swept through the village, carrying with it the distant sound of drums, a sound that was both familiar and suspicious. Charles looked up, his expression shifting to one of surprise. "The drums," he whispered, "they signal a gathering at the sacred hollow. We must go." Asher nodded, her words caught in her throat. As they made their way towards the hollow, the tension between them hung heavy in the air. The secret she carried weighed on her heart, and she knew that the time to reveal herself was drawing near. The drums grew louder, and the villagers gathered around the ancient tree at the center of the hollow, the very tree where Asher had found the mask. As the crowd fell silent, an elder stepped forward, his voice resonating with wisdom. "Tonight, the spirits will reveal what is hidden and guide us towards the truth." Asher's heart pounded in her as her fingers brushed against the edge of the mask, a shiver ran through her. The elder's chant grew louder, the rhythmic beat of the drums syncing with the pounding of her heart. Every eye in the village was on her, but it was Charles's gaze that anchored her to the moment. His eyes were filled with a mixture of curiosity, concern, and something deeper, something that Asher had only ever dared to dream of. With a deep, steadying breath, Asher began to lift the mask from her face. The air around her seemed to hiss with energy, as if the very spirits of the forest were holding their breath. As the mask rose, the villagers gasped, not in horror, but in awe. Asher's true face was revealed, more radiant and beautiful than any of them had imagined. Her inner light, the essence of her spirit, shone through, making her appear beautiful. Charles's eyes widened as he took in the sight before him. He had always sensed something special about Asher, but now, seeing her unmasked, he understood that she was not just a traveler passing through, but she was the example of the beauty and strength he had always sought to capture in his art, and that she was his inspiration, and perhaps something more. But before anyone could speak, the ancient tree began to vibrate with a low, clear sound. The ground trembled slightly, and the branches of the tree seemed to stretch towards the heavens, as if reaching for something beyond the mortal world. The elder's voice, filled with urgency, cut through the murmurs of the crowd. "The spirits have spoken. The time has come for the truth to be revealed, not just by the mask, but by the heart." Asher, still trembling, turned to Charles. Her eyes filled with tears, and her voice wobbled as she spoke. "Charles, I am not the traveler I appeared to be. My name is Asher, and I come from a village not far from here. I disguised myself, hoping to find someone who would love me for who I am, not for my beauty or the wealth of my suitors. I feared that if you knew the truth, you would turn away." Charles stepped closer, his gaze unwavering. "Asher," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion, "I see you now, as you truly are. Your beauty goes far beyond what the eye can see. It's in your laughter, your kindness, your spirit. The mask may have hidden your face, but it never hid your heart, and it's your heart that I have come to love." Asher's tears spilled over as relief and joy washed over her. But before she could respond, the ancient tree's vibration intensified, and a brilliant light burst forth from its hollow. The light spiraled upwards, taking the form of a woman made of pure energy, a spirit, ancient and wise. The spirit addressed the gathering, her voice echoing with the power of ages. Asher, your journey was one of self-discovery, and you have proven that true love sees beyond the physical. Charles, you have seen with your heart and not just your eyes. Together, you have found what many seek but few find. The bond you share is blessed by the spirits. The villagers watched in awe as the spirit continued, but know that your journey is not yet complete. There are forces at work that seek to tear apart what you have built. Beware the shadows that hide in the corners of your heart and the hearts of those around you. For now, rejoice in the love you have found, but stay vigilant, for challenges await you both. With that, the light began to fade, and the spirit slowly dissolved into the night sky, leaving the village in stunned silence. Asher and Charles stood hand in hand, the weight of the spirit's words hanging over them. The elder stepped forward once more, placing a hand on Asher's shoulder. Your love is strong, but it will be tested. Remember the wisdom of the spirits and the strength within you both. As the crowd began to disperse, murmuring in hushed tones about the night's events, Asher and Charles remained in the grove, their hands still entwined. The path before them was uncertain, but they knew that whatever came next, they would face it together. But as they walked back to the village, Asher couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them from the shadows, a presence unseen but felt, a warning of the trials yet to come. But, dear friends, this is just the beginning of their story. There are still many secrets to uncover and challenges to face. Please do not forget to subscribe as you wait for part 3.